Hi guys, it's me again, Molly-kun, and back with
Brenda.
for another film review, and also joined by the dog. Hello, Molly.
So this week we watched,
We watched Carry On Nurse.
which is one of the many Carry On films.
There's 31 of them, it's not that many.
Considering some movie series, it's one of the few movie series that were able to keep up to 31 films.
Yeah.
And at least make most of them good.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they Carry On films were a series of British comedy films.
Which he knows more about, so he's going to take over my normal role.
Produced by Anglo...
Do you want me to get my iPad?
Anglo-Amalgamated for the first half, and then Rank Productions for the second half. And they were all filmed at Pinewood Studios in London.
Well,
So
yeah.
And they are basically the epitome of British comedy
Sexism.
film. British comedy films from the 1950s through to the 1970s.
There are some films after that, but that's a different group of
Yeah,
people.
I mean, you had Carry On Columbus in like 97 when they tried to revive the series, didn't work. So
No,
really-
but it was a good film.
Yeah,
I will say that. It was a good film.
but it just didn't take off in the public view.
And didn't have, I think the humor kind of wasn't there.
I think they tried to play along with the same jokes they were, but of course, being the 90s, it was a different
Yeah,
audience.
and there was a different type of comedy.
And so, so it sort of went over a lot of people's heads.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
But yeah, I grew up with the Carry On films, and I
did not.
still find them funny.
I did not.
Because you're a Yank.
No, my dad had them, but he was strict on not letting us watch them until we were a little older.
That's fair enough. A lot of them are like 15 or 18.
Yeah, my
They're
first
quite
one,
adults.
my brother actually rented from our video store place, which was Carry On Columbus, actually.
Ah.
I had it to rent, so we watched it, and then we found my dad's collection, and then watched most of them.
Yeah, they have a lot of adult humour in them.
Most of which at the time I probably did not understand or care about.
It took me several years before I started to understand some of the comedy that happened in them.
Yeah, but it was fun. They were fun and entertaining, but I
Yeah.
do understand why my dad did not let us
Yeah.
watch them. But no, my dad had us watching British movies and TV shows way younger than most American kids would have. I was watching Are You Being Served when I was
Oh,
Fine.
that's a brilliant show.
My dad was watching and I would join him when we'd watch.
Oh.
At least I think I was 5. I don't know. I know I saw it really young.
Anyway, back to the movie.
Yes, back to the movie. Our random rant is done.
So this is Carry On Nurse, which was the second one to be made in 1959, and so it's sort of post-war before we really start getting back into the booming years of like the 60s.
I mean,
So yeah, you can see in when you watch the film, you can see it's sort of very old, very sort of run down, budgety, but it still does quite well for it, doesn't
yeah,
it?
I mean the production's pretty good. You can tell that they used their sets well. The actors all know what they're doing. I mean you can tell the characterizations part, so you know character by character. This one's the bookish nerd. That one's the
Yeah, it's full of old-fashioned British stereotypes.
yeah. The stereotypes are strong, and of course most of the women are all the same.
Yes, and there's also the very old-fashioned British sexist attitudes. A lot
Okay, that's going to make me knock my tea.
the Carry On films were not politically correct.
But that's why we love. But that's why they're lovable.
Yeah, but I think at the time that was the general thing.
I mean,
You can get
Yeah.
away with being sexist like that.
yeah.
It was the done thing.
And I mean, they don't overdo the sexism.
No,
I
no,
mean, I think it's probably, if I had to say close, it's probably one of the least sexist films in that era of films when it comes to those types of comedy.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's more bawdy humour rather than outright sexism.
Yeah, so, I mean, the girls get some of their own in,
Yeah,
so the boys get some of their own in, and it's kind of more of back and forth sexism. So there's some sexism against the boys, sexism against the girls, and all around just people being picked on.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's sexist, but it's kind of not really overly explicit on which way it goes sometimes.
no.
And then, of course, there's is that character really in love with this person, or is it just stereotyping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one of the characters in there was portraying this sort of typical sort of swingers. I mean, he was in for a bunion, but him and his wife were going on holiday, and they had separate rooms booked in all the hotels.
But he acts like he's in love with her throughout. You're sitting there going, okay, but you're a swinger.
So they're a married couple, but they're both swingers.
Yeah, you question. And then there was the student who suddenly went from, my book's the most important things to, ooh, hot girl.
Yeah, after being sort of nudged by one of the other characters. Because being a stereotypical nerd, he didn't see the signs.
Yes, the signs. Yes, that's also another fun stereotypical thing.
Yeah.
Nerds don't notice signs.
They don't. I can speak from experience, they don't.
I
can spot it when it's other people.
Yeah, same here.
Just never when it's me.
Yeah. Well, that's what we get for being nerds.
Hey, to being nerds. So, the whole plot of Carry On Nurse is, because each film is completely different to the rest of them. There's not like a series where you'll follow on. But this one is set in a hospital.
Haven something.
Haven Hospital.
Yeah.
It's showing you the men's ward, well, the men's surgical ward to be specific, and it follows it's like 6 or 7 different patients, isn't it? Who are in there.
Well, we have the student, we have the boxer, we have the journalist, we have the snob, we have the...
You've got the guy with the broken leg.
The guy with the broken leg.
You've got the guy who was always listening to the headphones.
Yeah, that's... we have the...
Then you've got the guy who's unconscious
colonel.
on the drip. Yeah. So there's 8. You've got eight different patients in there.
Yeah, as well as all the nurses. So it's kind of comedy of errors ways. You get bits and pieces of everyone's stories, and then they all cumulate in a big giant ending.
And this was the thing that Carry On did. It didn't make like comedy movies.
Well,
it was more like
during that time
it was more like
period.
sitcoms.
Yeah, during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, later on, like one of my favorite Carry On films was just Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head. It's kind of a story arc where...
Yeah, okay, that's a reimagining of the French Revolution. But the early ones are more sitcoms. So
yeah, where you have bits, pieces, and you kind of...
So this is a hospital ward, they're all doing their thing, and laughter ensues.
Not everyone leaves at the end of the movie because, hey, they still have problems.
Yeah.
And there's no real comeuppance or anyone being punished. There's pranks and stuff.
Yeah, and there's no real plot to it.
I love the ending.
Here's a hotel ward. This is what happens.
Hotel ward?
Hospital ward. Here's a hotel, here's what happens, people get sick.
There's probably an episode. They probably could have done something in a hotel.
I don't think they ever did do a hotel one.
They should have. It would have.
No, yes, they did. Carry On Aboard.
Then
they did do a hotel one.
Okay. But they had.
Yeah.
It's just too obvious they wouldn't have not.
I
mean, they did a camping one, so.
Yeah, that's one of the more famous ones.
There's some really good actors in there.
They had like a key cast.
And some of them I recognize.
Who were in like most, if not all of them, and then some supporting roles as well.
And they were all good, so...
Yeah, so you got like Kenneth Williams, who if anyone knows they're British actors and comedians, Kenneth Williams is the name.
Don't look at me.
I
recognize him because of the Carry On films, but yeah, like I said, I grew up on American then Australian stuff and spent a lot, so it's kind of, I probably could recognize some Australian actors more than you could and American actors more than you could, but British actors,
So yes, you had Kenneth Williams. He sort of nearly always got the authoritarian, sort of nerdy sort of roles.
Or the boss. I know. He was the one who was the one with the glasses who I recognized from one of the other.
He was either the figure of authority or he was the nerd, or both.
He pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah, he does.
He's always one of my favourite characters. He's always so much fun.
You had Charles Hawtrey, who was like a sort of tall, lanky, sort of...
feminist.
Sort of slightly effeminate, slightly clumsy character. And I'm not really sure what I think his stereotype was meant to be like the sort of classic homosexual, but I'm not sure.
Because
he doesn't seem to have a fixed stereotype.
I don't think he does. Like, one of mine is Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head, and he plays the French aristocrat, which is...
Oh, yeah. No, effeminate homosexual.
Yeah, I think he's just himself. I don't think he...
He doesn't really have like a fixed stereotype.
No, it's because I think he fits in a lot of roles.
He does. He plays a lot of roles really well.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't seem to be the one who flirts with most of the females, though.
No.
That's something. He seems to be the character.
You never see him flirt with females.
So he is. I guess that you could say he's the.
Yeah, sort of closeted homosexual character.
Well, closeted is.
Well, he was a closeted homosexual in real life.
Yeah.
Because it was in the 50s, it's all still illegal back then.
But I think, in a way, they don't actually punish that either.
No.
Because you can, I mean, if you want...
There's a few jokes that play off it as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's cross-dressing it a bit.
Yeah.
Because he's pulled in the nurse's costume.
Because they kidnapped a nurse. Spoilers.
Yeah, they kidnap a nurse.
They kidnap a nurse and he dresses in her costume.
Yeah, so, I mean, they treat him like they do everyone else on set, so I guess...
It's not overtly homosexual, it's more like...
Here's this character.
Effeminate gaggery.
Yeah, here's this character, he's effeminate.
Yeah.
There we go. End of story.
And then, yeah, there's them two. Then you also have Kenneth Connor, who is the boxer in this film.
Oh!
And he's more your feisty...
Kick butt.
Yeah. He's more your sort of laddish Brit, as a stereotype.
Yeah, and then we have the two main females who will pop in most of the film.
So we had Hattie Jakes, who was the matron, and she again takes the off
she has one of the
final roles.
She has the final line in the film.
She's pretty feisty.
And yeah, I mean, she's not in the film the whole time because she comes in and comes out and goes in and out, but she gets the last word and it's hilarious.
Yes. But she is the authority female figure, almost
and
like a motherly role.
everyone's scared of her.
Yeah. And then you have Joan Sim, who plays a student nurse in this film, who's very clumsy.
Who's in both of these females will go throughout the whole entire...
Yeah.
I think they were in all the film, well, most of the films.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one they weren't in.
Yeah, I mean, some of the other female actresses might have shown up in other films, but they kind of were swapped out most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have shown up in a couple of films during that for 5 years, then not again.
Yeah, those five were like the key cast of the Carry On films, and then others sort of came in around them.
And then the cast grew, but at the time those were the key five.
Because later on we got Sid James and Barbara Windsor joined them, and Jim Dale.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they kind of grew and changed. Which, I mean, well, not changed. The cast soon eventually became just a key cast that you knew, you loved, and everyone else was like, okay, they're extras.
And it was sort of like the seal of quality in British film at the time. This is a Carry On film, these actors are in it, you know you've got a good film. It was the seal of quality.
And you would not get away with it nowadays.
Oh, hell no. Some of the jokes I get away with, you know.
And the swinging stuff, I don't think you could even suggest that nowadays.
No, you probably could nowadays, but back 5-10 years ago, not.
Yeah, for a while.
We're sort of in that period where things are changing.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to bring the Carry On films back. From what I've read, they're trying to get another one out this year.
They talked about it last year, but it's...
Yeah. I don't know if that's... I mean, I don't think it would work now. It didn't work in the 90s.
It won't work now, and I don't think they'll get it together. I mean, the Carry On films were...
For those generations.
Yeah. They have them actors. It was them films.
I mean, I loved Carry On Columbus. I love that film, don't get me wrong, but no.
Yeah, it has Jim Dale. That was the only member of the original cast who was in there.
And he was kind of slid in.
Yeah,
I mean...
It was a good film, but
I liked it, but it's not a Carry On film.
Yeah.
It could be... It's its own little universe film. I mean, I guess films could come out that kind of hold the Carry On name, but I wouldn't really...
No.
It wouldn't be connected. I mean, the only reason why I knew there were more Carry On films after that was because we found my dad's DVD collection.
Yeah, it won't work now because, like I said, it won't have them actors, so it won't be the Carry On films that it were. No. It's going to be so completely different. Yeah,
and you kind of can't recreate the Carry On atmosphere. I mean, the actors work so well against each other that every film you see them in, you're like, you're enthralled.
They were like a family. They were in every film together.
I mean, I'm sure there was infighting and...
Oh, there were arguments. There were affairs, there was all sorts. But they were like a family.
Yeah, and I think most of them were probably directed around by one of the same people. I think the director probably...
Anglo-Amalgamated the first half and then main production to the second half. But it was all the same producer all the way through. Yeah. Same studio, same everything.
Cast. I think when it comes down to it, the reason those films are so good is because it's a core group. And I mean, even at the start when the core group hadn't fully formed, because this was the second film, what the first one was...
But actually, they went into making the films with the idea that they were going to have a set.
Yeah, they only had those 5 people. The rest of the set crew kind of joined.
Yeah, so that set 5 or 6, that was who the films were based around anyway.
Yeah, and then they added more male leads
as the films grew and budgets grew.
And they got more and more cast. But this was the second film, and even then you can see they were great. I mean, what was the first one?
The first one is Carry On Sergeant.
Oh yes, military.
Which has William Hartnell playing the drill sergeant.
I don't remember that one. I don't think I actually saw that one. I should probably watch it.
Yes, you should watch it.
Yeah.
It's got William Hartnell as the drill sergeant.
He's the one with the... Oh!
You don't know who William Hartnell is. Right, okay.
Was he in this one?
You're not a Doctor Who fan, it's fine.
Oh, wait, no. I'm like sitting there going, I recognize the name. Yes, I am a Doctor Who fan.
He was the first Doctor!
Oh god, now I don't know. I know he was Doctor 1. I know Doctor. Do you really think I remember half their names? I barely remembered half my friends' names for years. You don't think I remember actor names half the time?
I am disappointed.
I know who. Wait, really? The first Doctor is the surgeon?
Sergeant, yeah.
Oh god, now I have to watch.
The first film. Yeah.
I have to watch that now. I'm gonna just spend most of the time thinking, hey, it's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
When did Doctor Who join the military?
No, it's the other way around. He went from the military into Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, true.
And the Doctor Who was one of his last roles.
Yeah. But oh god, yeah, no, I just have to watch that.
We're gonna have to find a copy of Sarah and Cohen Sergeant for you.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere online.
Probably. If not, I'm sure I could find it.
I know Columbus's.
Anyway, we're rambling again.
Sorry about this, and I know there's probably been you guys, because I sometimes get annoyed about how long these films are, but when it comes down to it, it's a conversation between the two of us.
And we have fun just discussing the films. And
hey, you know what? Join in the conversation below if you enjoy the Carry On films. And let us know which one's your favorite.
Well, comment if you even know what they are, would be a
And
start.
if you don't, go look them up. They are hilarious.
I doubt half my subscribers are old enough to even have heard of them. But,
yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Go watch some of them. Yeah, they are really good. I mean...
But only if you're 18 or over. I
was watching them at 15.
I was watching them when I was 6.
Yeah, that's a little... that's a little young. But considering some of the stuff I was watching at 6 and probably should not have been.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom and Dad, I know you watched this. Sorry.
But yeah. And sorry we haven't discussed the plot of it. Like I said, there isn't actually a plot to this film.
I mean, the main plot is the guy wants...
The main plot is this is a hospital ward. This is what happens. Here's some jokes. End of.
Yeah, I mean, the main...
It's a sitcom.
I mean, the only time they all come together was at the end, and we really don't want to spoil what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's hilarious.
Anyway, so that was Carry On films in general, I guess, even though...
I mean, it's kind of like the Alice in Wonderland. We chose that you really don't want to give away the plot.
Everyone knows the plot of Alice anyway.
Yes, but in this case, you don't want to give away the plot because the whole thing is hilarious, and it is sitcom-y, so if
so there isn't much of a plot to talk about.
If we discussed the plot, it would probably be 3 videos and different characters. It'd be this character, this character, this character, one video, this character, this character, this character, another video, this character, this character, this character, done. It would take 3 videos to go through each character's subplot and story.
Maybe more if you went to pick it apart properly. But...
Which you know I probably could and probably will. I probably will do a whole entire review on one of these films. Anyway. Not this one, but probably another Carry On film later on.
Yeah.
And do a whole...
I think we should probably revisit this.
Yeah, we probably will because we love these films so much.
Anyway, so that's going to be it for Carry On Nurse. Join us again next time. Until then. Yeah. Oh, as always, link in the description to Brenda's film blog.
And comment down below if you've ever heard of the Carry On films and if you have any suggestions for other films we should watch.
Yeah, and comment your favourite Carry On film. Might visit that later on.
Yeah, give a suggestion. We could probably do a whole entire series of reviews on the Carry On films.
There's 31 of them, so...
Yes. I mean, it'll probably be more of this, that's the thing. And if they enjoy it, then fine, we'll do a whole entire series of Carry On. Give us the yes or no below and probably take my mind off of all that.
Link to Brenda's blog in the description.
No, I have not done a review on this, but there will be an Alice review out in a couple of weeks because I finally finished that 10-page monstrosity.
Go read that,
It's not out yet, it's still being edited.
When it's out, go read it. So until next time then. Bye.
Bye.